If you're out here killing yourself to save every dollar, skipping trips, skipping dinners, skipping life, and still burning out before you hit your goal, the problem isn't your discipline, it's your system. What's up, Roof Money Pros? Mike here with Roof Money Pro, and my mission is to help roofing professionals like you maximize your careers and build wealth, not just earn it. This channel exists for one specific person. The rep who's closing deals, stacking commissions, running hard, and still looking at his bank account at the end of the year, wondering where the hell it all went. And if that's you, hit subscribe right now, because what you're about to hear could literally save your financial plan from collapsing in on itself. Here's the thing most financial gurus won't say out loud. Most people don't fail financially because they spend too much. They fail because they burn out. That sounds backwards, right? But stick with me, because by the end of this video, you're going to learn a tiny setup trick that takes about 60 seconds and will make your fun money actually work for your goals instead of against them. It's one of my many cheat codes, so stay with me. Here's the rule in plain English. Take 5% of every dollar that comes in and spend it on fun. That's it. No guilt, no justification, no spreadsheet required. Now, before you say that sounds irresponsible, hold on. This isn't random spending. This is a structured allocation inside a bigger system. The 5% isn't random. It's part of a system where every dollar already has a job. Some go to needs, some go to savings, some go to investments. And 5%, that goes to keeping you human. Here's the best way to think about it. The 5% rule is the cheat meal of personal finance. You know how the best fitness coaches don't tell you to eat clean 365 days a year with zero exceptions? Because they know what happens. You white knuckle it for 8 weeks, then you eat an entire pizza at 11 p.m. on a Tuesday. I may be speaking from personal experience. The cheat meal isn't a failure. It's a strategy that keeps you in the game long term. The 5% rule works the exact same way. Small, controlled release, consistent rhythm, long-term progress. Rigid budgets with zero flexibility feel perfect on paper and fall apart in real life. Flexible allocation systems build around percentages, not fixed dollar amounts, which bend without breaking. That's what makes them sustainable. And in a minute, I'll show you why most reps refuse to do this, even though it's the exact thing that would fix their burnout. Here's what nobody talks about. Oversaving is a real thing, and it's just as dangerous as overspending. Sounds wrong coming from a finance guy, right? When you go all in, 70%, 80%, 90% of your income towards debt payoff or savings with absolutely zero relief valve, your brain starts treating your financial goals like a prison sentence. And when something feels like punishment, you eventually escape. You blow the budget. You deserve a big vacation you didn't plan for. You justify it. And just like that, months of progress evaporate in a weekend. This is behavioral finance 101. The research is clear. Deprivation cycles lead to binge spending. When people feel completely restricted, the eventual blowout is almost always bigger than if they just allowed small, planned rewards along the way. Delayed gratification is powerful, but infinite delay? That's not discipline, that's a setup for failure. The 5% rule isn't a weakness, it's a safeguard. It's what keeps the 95% intact. And this is exactly where most higher earners lose the game. Not at the start, but right here in the middle. Let me be real with you. This is the part most people don't believe. There was a period lasting almost 2 years where over 60% of my roofing sales income was going straight towards paying off a home, and eventually building up my freedom fund before leaving roofing sales for good. 60%. On paper, it looked perfect. In real life, that kind of pace burns people out fast. And the only reason it didn't fall apart halfway through was the 5%. That's not an exaggeration. The 5% was the difference between finishing and quitting. The 5% funded a trip to San Diego, a weekend up in Lake Tahoe, a family trip to Cozumel, the kind of memories that don't have a price tag, and a flight to New York with my wife to see Tony Robbins live the week before we got married. None of those trips derailed the goal. Not one of them pushed the mortgage payoff date back in a meaningful way. But here's what they did do. They gave the whole process a reason. They made the sacrifice feel worth it while it was still happening, not just at the finish line. Because here's the truth. You don't just want to build wealth. You want to enjoy the process of building it. Memories sustain the mission. Pure sacrifice kills it. A fun account is exactly what it sounds like. A completely separate bank account that holds your 5% and nothing else. Here's why separation matters. When your fun money is mixed in with your regular checking account, it disappears. It blends into bills, groceries, Amazon purchases. It becomes a financial junk drawer. And when there's no clear line, there's no clarity, just confusion and leaks. A dedicated fund account fixes this. The structure is simple. 5% of every commission or paycheck gets transferred in. It's automated, set it and forget it. Once the money hits that account, there are no rules. Spend it however you want. Zero it out if you want. That's literally the point. This is the difference between controlled fun and chaotic fun. With a fun account, you know exactly how much you have to enjoy. There's no guilt because the math already checked out before you spend a dollar. And there's no overspending because the account has a ceiling. Compare that to miscellaneous spending, which is just financial code from money I lost and I don't know where it went. That's a leak. The fun account is a faucet you control. Now here's the science behind why this actually works, and it comes down to how your brain handles rewards. Every time you work toward a goal and get a small reward along the way, your brain releases dopamine. That dopamine hit reinforces the behavior. It tells your brain, this is worth doing, keep going. When there are zero rewards, the motivation slowly drains out. The goal starts to feel pointless, and eventually you stop. This is why 5%, even though it sounds tiny, is so powerful. It keeps the dopamine flowing. It keeps you motivated, and it actually reduces the urge to binge spend because you never hit that breaking point of feeling completely deprived. People who allow small, planned indulgences are more likely to stick to their long-term financial goals than people who restrict everything. The 5% isn't slowing you down. It's your pressure release valve, and without it, the whole system overheats. The 5% isn't random. It lives inside a structured framework I developed called the feast system, a full allocation method built specifically for variable income earners like roofing sales reps, where every single dollar already has a job before it lands in your account. The fun piece, that's the 5%, is a non-negotiable pillar inside that system. Not optional, not an afterthought, a required line item, same as savings or taxes. Here's how it all balances. Stability, needs, bare bones expenses covered first. Lifestyle wants keeps us reasonably comfortable. Future freedom, you're investing, debt payoff, wealth building, assets. Enjoyment, the 5% that keeps you sane and in the game. Wealth building isn't just math. If it were, everyone with a calculator would be rich. It's behavior, and systems beat willpower every single time because willpower runs out. A system, that runs on autopilot. Real quick, here's where most people mess this up. Turning 5% into 15%. The rule only works if you respect the boundary. Discipline does matter here too. Not separating the account. If it's in the same account as your bills, might as well kiss it goodbye because it's already gone. Feeling guilty and not spending it, that defeats the entire purpose. If the money's sitting in the fun account collecting dust, the rule isn't working. Using it for necessities. This account is for actual fun, experiences, meals, trips, things that light you up. Not groceries, not car payments. That's what your cash buffer and other accounts are for. Skipping it entirely during aggressive financial phases. This is the big one. Even if you're in full beast mode like crushing debt, building investments or savings, keep a minimum of 1% flowing. Don't leave it out. 1% still buys a nice dinner. 1% still keeps you human. Leaving it out completely is how you burn out 3 months into a 2-year plan. Treating it as optional. It's not. Schedule it like a bill because your mental health and your motivation are financial assets. And if you're the type that says, I'll just grind harder and skip the 5%, you're exactly the one who needs this most. All right, if you made it this far, this is where it clicks. This is the part you actually implement. Step 1, calculate your 5%. If your last commission was $8,000, that's $400 in your fun account. Easy math. Step 2, open a separate account. Most banks let you do this in under 5 minutes. A free checking account works perfectly. Step 3, set up an automatic transfer or set a routine every time a paycheck or commission hits and the 5% moves. You don't even have to think about it. Step 4, define what fun actually means to you. For me, experiences beat stuff almost every time. Trips, concerts, meals, events. Things I'll actually remember 5 years from now. But there's no rules, so spend it on whatever makes you happy. Step 5, spend it intentionally, without guilt. Zero it out if you want. That account exists to be spent. Now, the cheat code I mentioned at the beginning. Here it is. Nickname the account. Go into your banking app right now and rename that account. Something like free money, family adventures, experiences only. I call mine tons of fun, but I switch it up every now and then. My Feast course students have an entire name bank with dozens of options available to them. This sounds too simple to matter at first, but it's one of the most psychologically powerful moves you can make. When you see a label that matches a purpose, you spend it on the right things. You stop second guessing every transaction. The name removes the decision fatigue and gives your fun money an identity. Try it, it works. And if money is tight right now, start at 1% or 2%. Consistency beats perfection every single time. The goal isn't just to build wealth. It's to build a life you actually enjoy living. The 5% rule isn't about spending more, it's about lasting longer. Because the reps who win long term aren't the ones who go the hardest for 30 days. They're the ones who stay consistent for years. Set up the account this week, automate the transfer, nickname it, spend it without guilt, and then get back to building. Hey Roof Money Pros, if this hit different and you want to keep building, be sure to subscribe. New content drops every single week built specifically for roofing sales reps who are done playing small. Now that you understand the 5% rule, the next question is, what do you actually do with the other 95%? In the next video, we're getting granular, and I break down a real $20,000 roofing deal and show you exactly how to allocate every dollar using a simple system. If you're serious about turning your income into something real, that's the video you need to watch next. Thanks for watching, and in the meantime, keep stacking, keep building, and I'll see you in the next one.